Well, I'm Glenda Gail Parker. I'm the new kid on the block, and my campaign is about positive, common sense solutions. One of the things that I want to mention to you, because I want to keep build trust with you, is that I am an avowed independent that leans Republican, and that's how I got on the ballot. Because I have voted Republican twice in the last three primaries. That is important, I believe, because today, 60% of the voters self-identify as independents. So we need to be addressing some of their issues. Now, I don't pretend to represent all 60% of the voters that say they're independents, but I do represent a significant number of them, particularly on environmental issues. I feel that I am a very good selection for this campaign and for this office because of my background as a budget analyst. And this is not my first rodeo. When I first started running for office for U.S. Senate in Virginia in 2006 and 2008, the national debt was in the billions of dollars. Today, it's $39 trillion. We need somebody in Congress that pays attention to balancing a budget, and there's only three ways to balance a budget. One of them is increasing the revenue, the T word. The other one is cutting the budget. And the third one is to grow the economy. It takes all three of them done at once, but I favor growing the economy, and my campaign with Positive Solutions is about doing that. Primarily, it's about reducing our dependence in the demand for fossil fuels, because if we can reduce the demand and lower the cost of transportation, we can lower the cost of just about everything. And that will have a snowball effect, because once we reduce the inflationary pressures, then we can expect the interest rate to come down. And with that will make housing more affordable, and it will make our bill to pay on the interest less. The number one expense in the federal budget these days is the interest payment on the national debt, not the payment on the principal, the payment on the interest. So we cannot keep mortgaging our children's future in building all of this debt. We cannot afford wars for oil. This 67% or $67 billion for this to support the war now is it's a lot. With my background in budget in the DoD, war is very costly, and there are other alternatives, and that other alternative, I believe, is to get alternate transportation modes that will reduce our dependence on foreign oil and on domestic oil too. And alternate energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and we need to invest in developing and research and development for magnetic energy as well. But I made a mistake the first time I ran for office, and I like I'm doing right now, I was throwing out a lot of facts and figures, trying to, convince everybody to come in and support and vote for me. And I didn't talk a lot about myself because I thought it was kind of egotistical. But candidates have to have a good, strong ego to run for this office, or to be a candidate. So I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a country girl. I was born in the foothills of the Ouachita Mountains in Arkansas. And when I was 4, my parents split up, and my mother and my little sister and I moved in with our grandparents, Grandma and Pa Sam. And when I was 12, my mother married my teacher. She remarried and married my school teacher, and we moved to Oklahoma. So I spent a greater part of my adult life in Oklahoma until I was about late 30s. I had 3 children, got married and divorced, and I went to school at night. I paid for my own education. When I got a divorce, I was making about $3,000 or $4,000 a year working for the government, and my husband then was making $8,000 a year. I was making $3,000 or $4,000 a year, not a month. I'm sorry. Anyway, I went back to school to be able to prepare myself for a better job, and I did. Whenever I retired from the government in Virginia, I was a 15. And I'm also a veteran. I want you to know that I'm a veteran. I'm also a Rosebud. My mother was a Rosie, and she worked in the munitions factories with her two sisters. That's where I got my sense of patriotism. I spent 23 years in the Air Force Reserves. So I could go on, but that's a little bit. I've got 3 children, 4 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchildren. They're all over the map. 1 grandchild lives in Maryland. I've got 1 in Oklahoma, 2 in Washington State. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all and meeting the ones I haven't met yet. And I'm hoping that you all will support me in this election.